Having approached this project with a lot of preparation, David the publisher has got in place a great deal that any lawyer who wants to draft a web and app development agreement would love to have in order to draft an agreement that's logical, that's sophisticated, that meets the needs. So, in fact, David the publisher has located experienced lawyers in the field of digital media who've prepared such an agreement. And David has supplied that agreement to Chris the developer, and Chris has read it, and now Chris is coming back with a phone call as requested to give his opinion about whether he's happy to go into a sophisticated development agreement as opposed to the simple one that Chris had initially supplied to the publisher.
Thank you so much for sending through that document. It's very extensive and covers everything that we need, I think.
Well, it's been a very useful process going through these feasibility studies, the scoping, etc., to arrive at this point.
Absolutely, yes. That's right. I just had one particular question. What did you mean in there about the non-exclusivity?
Well, look, I have my solicitor on a conference call, so he can answer those questions direct.
Fantastic.
Oh, hi Chris. Look, great to have this chat. And is David there?
Yes.
Hi David. So you guys have discussed that agreement that I sent over to you?
Yes, we have. I just had just a quick question, really. Just one section. What did you mean by a non-exclusivity and the duration?
Okay, it's a good question. Let me handle the duration question first. So what you have in front of you is an agreement that involves you in a period of 2 years working on this project. Now, of course, the duration can be extended if the two of you want to keep working, but under the termination provisions of the agreement, you two can also decide to separate if you want. So the first notion of duration is important to bear in mind, because we're not talking about you as the developer just building this product and giving a 3-month warranty, fixing bugs and going away. We're actually talking about you being involved in an ongoing basis. I mean, you can pick that up, can't you, Chris?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, fine. So that's the idea of there being an overriding 2-year duration, which, as I said, can be extended. Now, when it comes to actually developing this thing, given the fact that you're not expert in both app development as well as website development, and given the complexity of this project, given the fact that it's going in many different jurisdictions, different countries, it kind of means that the venture development vehicle that's being used here, meaning the Birds Venture Pty Limited company, is going to engage many different people. And so that kind of means that you mustn't have the expectation that you're the only developer. That's why you're not the exclusive developer. That's why it's not an exclusive engagement of you to be the sole person dealing with this project. Can you see the clause near the end of the agreement where it talks about protocols?
Yes.
Okay, well, in that clause, what we're dealing with is a protocol that everybody's got to follow, and that involves things like sharing of passwords to software, listing of software that's being used. This agreement's going to require a lot more record keeping in terms of the work by the developer than normal. Given what I've said so far, which is about the reason for a 2-year duration, given what I said about the fact that you're not being the exclusive developer, you can sort of also understand that when we were talking about copyright in the document, it bears in mind the fact that there's at least 3 levels of copyright ownership, if not more. And I just want to be clear about that so there's no misunderstandings. So if you just bear with me, the bottom level of the copyright that this document's dealing with is the artwork owner, Sarah.
Yep.
It's recognised that she continues to own the copyright in the original illustrations. So when you edit those illustrations to put online, you're not getting any copyright from your editing or sweetening of the images or cropping them or anything like that. That's clear, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, fine. So the same deal applies to the second group of copyright, which will be that we'll be either licensing in or getting original videos done or audio files done. And yes, we're going to require you to edit those as well, sweeten them, improve them, merge them, whatever we're able to do. So there too, we're going to treat that, like the artwork, as source material.
Absolutely.
And source material you're working on, but but you don't get any copyright in, I don't know, you could do colorization, you could do borders, none of that which you do, you don't have any copyright in it.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so if you do that work, we can do whatever we like to it, we can use it in other products, it's not yours.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, fine. So then we get to the question of the work that you're doing and the other developers are doing is creating a third category of copyright, which is copyright in the, if you like, electronic content. That's the adapted videos, the adapted images, the text, the interactivity. You're doing a lot of that work, but again, you're transferring your copyright, subject to payment, at the relevant milestones. You're transferring your copyright in that developed electronic work to the venture vehicle. That's cool as well?
Yes, that's fine.
You're a very easy person to deal with, Chris. I mean, you know, obviously you've had a lot of experience and you know how the world works, so I appreciate it.
No problem.
And I don't have to tell you, since you're a developer, that, but I will repeat it to David, because he, you know, needs a reminder. David, you there, David?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so David, I mean, you know, on the first page we recognise that this thing is being built on a content management system.
Yes.
Right? So you know that that means that so far as it's got a foundational code based on whichever content management system you use, whether it be Drupal or Joomla or WordPress or whatever, none of that's yours either.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, you know, one of the risks of that, about that, David, is that competitors can actually use the same content management system and more easily thereby replicate what you and Chris are going to create. I mean, that's the risk that you're running by not going proprietary. Are you cool with that still?
Yes, no, I understand that.
All right, cool.
Yes.
So look, I mean, is there any other questions, or are you guys generally happy with the document?
I'm happy with the document.
All right.
And we're happy.
All right, well, as they say, sign on the dotted line. And Chris, thank you. It was good to deal with you. And David, likewise.
Thanks very much, Mike.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye for now. Cheers.